Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Bhutang saranang gacchami, dhammang saranang gacchami, sanghang saranang gacchami. Duthyampi bhutang saranang gacchami. Duthyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Duthyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Tatyampi bhutang saranang gacchami. Tatyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Tatyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Panatipata veramani Sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Adinadana veramani Sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Kame sumichachara veramani Sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Musavada veramani Sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Suramirya maja pamadatana veramani Sikkhapadang samadhiyami. I undertake the precept to abstain from killing. I undertake the precept to abstain from taking the not given. I undertake the precept to abstain from sexual misconduct. I undertake the precept to abstain from false and malicious speech. I undertake the precept to abstain from taking intoxicants that induce heedlessness. Karaniyang atta kusalena yang tang sang tang padang abhisamecha sakku ujucha sujucha suvachocha samudu anantimani santu sakocha subarocha appakichocha sallahukabutti Santindriyocha nipakocha appagabo kulesu ananugido nachakodam samachare kinchiyena vinyupare upavadeyum Sukhino va kemino hontu. Sabbe satta bhavantu sukhitatta. Ye ke chipana bhutati tasavata varava anavasesa. Digava ye mahantava madrimarasakanukutulla. Dittava eva aditta ye ce dure vasanti avidure. Bhutava sambhave siva sabbe satta bhavantu sukhitatta. Naparo param nikubeta Nyati manyeta katta chinam kanchi Pyaro sanapatiga sanya Jnana manyasa dukkamicheya Mata yata niyan puttam Ayusa eka puttam anurakke Evam pisabba bhutesu Manasam bhavaye aparimanam Mettam cha sabbalokasmim Manasam bhavaye aparimanam Uttam adocha tiriyancha Asampadam averam asapattam Tittam charam nisinova Sayanova yavatassa vigantamidu Etam satim aditeya Brahmanetam viharam idamahu Dittin cha anupagama silava Dasanena sampanno Kame suvinaya gedam Nahi jatu gabaseyam Punyaetiti. This is what should be done by one who is skilled in goodness and who knows the path of peace. Let them be able and upright, straightforward and gentle in speech, humble and not conceited, contented and easily satisfied, unburdened with duties, and frugal in their ways, peaceful and calm and wise and skillful, not proud and demanding in nature. Let them not do the slightest thing that the wise would later reprove, wishing in gladness and in safety may all beings be at ease. Whatever living beings there may be, whether they are weak or strong, omitting none, the great or the mighty, medium, short or small, the seen and the unseen, those living near and far away, those born and to be born, may all beings be at ease. Let none deceive another or despise any being at any state. Let none through anger or ill will wish harm upon another. Even as a mother protects with her life her child, her only child, so with a boundless heart should one cherish all living beings, radiating kindness over the entire world, spreading upwards to the skies and downwards to the depths, outwards and unbounded, freed from hatred and ill will. Whether standing or walking, seated or lying down, free from drowsiness, one should sustain this recollection. This is said to be the sublime abiding. By not holding to fixed views, the pure-hearted one, having clarity of vision, being freed from all sense desires, is not born again into this world. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Let our heart feel a sincere and genuine gentleness. Let our heart feel a true gentleness by accepting our limits. And by respecting to our limits, by accepting our boundaries and respecting to our boundaries, we know we are not machines. We are not looking at ourselves as a machine. We concern ourselves. And we are doing some self-discoveries to find out how we can help ourselves, in what area we had to work, what are the weak points, May I be able to be gentle towards my family. May I be able to be gentle towards my friends, my relatives, my neighbors, and my colleagues as much as possible. At the same time, I know this, I have limits. I do respect to my limits and I do accept my limits. But I help myself to be gentle towards others. I want to see this as well. How far I can be gentle towards difficult people. I really want to know about this. How far and how long I can be gentle towards them. Feel your heart. Feel, feel the inner gentleness. Feel your heart. Feel the inner gentle world. You may open your eyes now, slowly and gently. My dear friends, Once again, we are having a nice time together and wonderful time and very rare opportunity, especially in this serious and critical period. Still we can meet, still we can talk, still we can share a lot of things with it. Even though we cannot do anything else, but we can meditate together. That's enough. And now we come to the group discussion Q&A session. I would like to invite to my dear friend Paul to lead the discussion. Dear Paul, please.
If I am aware of the suffering, then it is still there. So can I be aware of my feelings without suffering? So I hope this is clear enough. I give the word to Upul for his answer.
Thank you very much for forwarding suffering to me. Suffering is expected. We are using this word for many, with many meanings. When we are having physical pain, it's a suffering. The body is suffering. We say body is suffering. So, in spiritual practice, we do not use this word for physical pain. We have another word, pain. Pain and suffering are not same. They are two different things. And pain means something unpleasant, maybe a loud noise, and no one can say it is very pleasant. I could remember once Ajahn Sumedho, the first Western disciple of Ajahn Chah, and once he came to Nilambe, when his first Sri Lankan visit, I think most of you are aware, know about Ajahn Sumedho. He is the founder of Amaravati Forest Monastery in UK and Chitta's Forest Monastery in also England. So he was sharing some of his beautiful experiences with all of us, and he was in US Army or something in military service. I don't know what was his position. And after that, he was so disappointed about the military activities. And then somebody told him better to go to Thailand and meet the monk and get some counseling for overcoming this disappointment. So finally, he ended up his life with Ajahn Chah, one of the greatest meditation masters in last century. in Thailand. And it's a forest monastery. And when he went there, they gave him a small hut in the forest and said there are a lot of mosquitoes. And most of them are malaria mosquitoes. If they bite you, most probably you will get malaria fever. And we don't have medicine for that. We have to bring you to hospital. Hospital is far away. And even in the hospital, it's very basic, no facilities at all and no guarantee. So it's a risky. But you are not allowed to kill any mosquito. So he said he couldn't understand this Buddhist logic. Mosquitoes are there, and they are, most of them are malaria mosquitoes, and they bite us. When they bite us, we definitely or most probably we will get malaria and no medicine, and then we cannot stay in the monastery. We had to go to the hospital far away, very basic, no facilities. We may die, but we are not allowed to kill any single mosquito. So he said he couldn't understand this, and finally he got malaria and he was in the hospital. And then the teacher came, Ajahn Chah, monk, he came. When he came to the hospital, this Ajahn Sumedho, this American gentleman, he was so happy because there are a lot of miracles happen with the great master Ajahn Chah. So Ajahn Sumedho expected, now my master bless me and then I will fully cure and I can go back. But what the master said, he didn't bless him. Instead of blessing, he said, either one can happen. That means you may recover or you may die. That's all. And he left. And fortunately he recovered. Anyway, after that he meditated and finally he became a great meditation teacher, Ajahn Sumedho. And what he told us is, now no anger towards mosquitoes, no anger. But still he said he cannot say that the sound of mosquito is very pleasant. Still he said he cannot enjoy it, but no anger, no hatred. It is unpleasant, but no hatred. So unpleasant things are there, they are part of the life, We cannot expect only pleasant experiences, pleasant happenings. Unpleasant happenings are also there, but there is a choice. Are we going to react to it? If we expect only pleasant things, then we suffer. We cannot accept. We want to reject. We try to resist. We say no. I expect only sweetness. Only kids expect sweetness because they think that is the only taste. They are not aware about other different tastes, bitter, sour. They thought only taste is sweetness, therefore the food should be sweet. And if they have to eat something bitter, sour, they suffer. But we are not suffering because we know that expectation is very childish, expecting only sweetness from all the food. That is unrealistic too. Therefore, even though we are having some sour food or bitter food, yeah, it's bitter, sour, no sweet at all, but we can accept, we know. We are not suffering as kids. So, my dear friend, we call suffering for this emotional reactions. But yeah, difficult things are there. Difficult things are there. That's part of the life, part of the world. Difficulties. But are we going to psychologically suffer because of difficult situation? Or, as you said, accept and have a peaceful mind. Mind is peaceful. No stress. But still that difficulty is there. So when it is only external difficulty, then we can find a way to handle with it. If our mind is not stressed, if our mind is relaxed, only then we can use this relaxed mind to find a way to work with that difficulty, how to minimize it, how to overcome it, how to solve it. But if we are emotional because of that difficulty, then we have two problems. The Buddha said, it is like a needle in your foot. A needle. When you walk, suddenly a needle hits your foot. And it is suffering, it is painful. Because of that, we have a choice. The Buddha said, we can take another needle and hit to our mind. There are two needles. One is in the foot and one is in the mind. And then, yeah, someone else can remove that the needle it is in the foot. But who can remove the needle in our mind? No one can. So we are using this word suffering for this secondary pain, psychological and emotional pain that is created by us. Therefore, we can remove. We can remove by ourselves.
As long as there is suffering, it means that there is still resistance, and that at that moment it is maybe good to embrace the resistance. What do you think about that, Upul?
Thank you, dear Patricia. If suffering is there, automatically reaction is also there. No, we don't need it. We don't like it. We need something else. So that kind of rejection or resistance is there. So that much resistance is there, that much secondary suffering is there. So we multiply our suffering by resisting to suffering. And then you bring a very important point. Then we react to the resistance. We are meditators. We should not resist to the suffering. So then we create the third suffering. This is going as a chain. And we don't know where is the end. There may be guilt, conflict. So, yeah, you bring a very wise point. Can we embrace the resistance? That means, can we say, okay, yes, mind, your mind, you resist to it, it's okay, I accept your resistance. Because this is the way you condition. This is your pattern. This is your habit. So I do not expect anything else from you. By accepting it, by accepting the resistance, then we can make a full stop. We link one after the other, to make a long chain. We can make a full stop just after the resistance. Then we are not suffering because of the resistance. Yeah, it's a very wise thing.
I'd like to ask like a follow-up question there. It's about attachment. Attachment particularly, I think we are born innate of wanting to love and to be loved and wanting to have a deep connection with other beings. And recently I think that to me that I realized that this is attachment and it brought suffering. It brought dukkha. And that I think on one hand I am very sad to realize that these connection that we wanted to have with others, it's a source, it became dukkha. On the other hand, I also think that even rationally or like cognitively understanding that it is the mind's reaction, an emotional and psychological reaction to understanding that because of the rule of impermanence, that these things will be gone. But it is still very hard to let go. It's still very sad. Just as simple as, like that I missed the Nilambi cat, and that the cat has already gone, and that I recently, finally this week, I came to Hong Kong after 2 years of separated from my parents and my cat in Hong Kong, and my cat is just right now with me. And I know that the cat is getting old, my parents are getting old, and I don't know how long I can be with them. And so that just brings a lot of sadness. So I don't know if I'm entangled in that way, but I think that this attachment, it's suffering, but on the other hand, that I cannot help but cling on it. So I just like to ask for your advice of working with it. Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Stokul.
This is and universal issue or problem. This is not your personal issue. Please do not think it's your personal problem. No, this is something universal. The universe is depending on, everything in the universe is depending on something else. Nothing can be alone. Nothing can be existing by itself, only by itself. That is not happening. Everything is depending on something else and everybody. That is one of the very basic principles of the existence. This integration, interrelationship, interconnection, interaction. They are very important for the universe, for its own existence. Therefore, we born with this need. We all born with this need and with this vacuum as well. We all feel that inside of us is a vacuum. There is a vacuum, and we cannot fulfill it ourselves. We can fulfill so many other things by ourselves, but not with this vacuum. We need someone else or something else. Especially we need someone else or some people. With them, we feel that when we are with right people or right person, then we feel we are full. We are full. Otherwise, we feel what we feel. Do we feel that we are half? No, we are empty. Yeah, logically, we have to feel that we are half if we are alone. But somehow we don't feel that way. We feel that we are empty. And when we realize that we are with the right people, right person, right place, right job, then we are full. No vacuum. We feel that we are full. How nice. But dear Catherine, what can happen after a while? After a while, again that vacuum is speaking to us. It is starting to speak to us. Say, no, they are not right people. He's not right man. She's not right woman. The job is not the right job. The place, the country. So again, we are in the same place where we were. And now again, we are looking for the right job, right person, right place, right. And after doing a lot of researches, finally we may able to find the right, so-called right. And then again, we feel we are full. So it's a mirage. It's an illusion. Really, this is an illusion. But the universe is existing because of the illusion. The existence is depending on this illusion. And all the conflicts come out because of this illusion. And instead of finding something to fulfill this inner vacuum, sometimes it is better to look at it. Look at this inner vacuum, inner emptiness directly. It's better to pay. We don't like because it is so painful, this so-called loneliness, being alone. This is one of the greatest suffering, especially for humans, maybe for animals as well. But humans are suffering because of loneliness more than anyone else. And we do everything not to face to this loneliness. We do everything. So we need some energy, some kind of power to look at it, because it is so powerful. The loneliness, it can kill us. Really, it can kill us. I met people who were trying to commit suicide, and yeah, they say many different reasons behind their attempt to kill themselves. But after discussing, we come to this single point from many different angles. Loneliness. Loneliness. Nobody is there to share their difficulties. Nobody is there to listen. Nobody is there to take care. Nobody is there to advise. And really, that is the greatest suffering, not the death. Because, the people decide, people better to die instead of living alone. So for them, death is more comfortable than being alone, being alone. Therefore, this is the very serious and fine issue for you and me, for everybody. And we need some strength in our mind to look at it directly. And whenever we feel that we are ready, then we can open ourselves for this experience. Loneliness. Loneliness. We can forget about this word, because this word also makes a lot of problems, secondary problems. What we really experience. Loneliness means, what is it? In experience level, how the body feels this, and how the mind, how about the heart. So we better to be aware, we better to pay attention on this area. And also we can see how far and how long we can tolerate this loneliness. This helplessness is also going with loneliness. We think, we make a link, we connect helplessness to the loneliness. We think when we are lonely, we are helpless. But actually, that is not true. Anyhow, we are helpless. Even though we are with hundreds of people, we can be helpless. And sometimes we are alone, but we are not helpless. So, they are not the same. There is no law that both of them must go together. Psychologically, we make a connection, we make a link. Therefore, we are afraid. When we are alone, we are helpless. We can see, are we really helpless? When we are alone, we can ask this question, are we really helpless? Why I cannot take care of myself? Why I cannot love myself? Why I am always begging love from others? Why I cannot love myself? Why I cannot be my best friend? Why I cannot appreciate myself? Why I cannot promise myself that in whatever difficult situation, I'll take care of you. Why I cannot promise this? Why we need this promise from someone else? And why we need the legal document for this? Why we cannot do it for ourselves? When we can be our best friend, and practically when we are taking care of ourselves, and when we are not judging ourselves, whenever we need help, if we do our best to help ourselves, slowly we can cultivate self-love. Really, this is very important. Cultivate self-love. It is not a word. It is something practical. We have to make a program for this. How much time I can spend for myself? How much time per day, per week? How much attention I can pay for myself? And whenever I am in a deep problem, deep difficult situation, what I am doing? I am judging myself, I am blaming myself, I am criticizing myself, or I am giving my hand myself to stand up. Who am I for myself? Who am I for myself? Am I the creator of my own hell or the creator of my own heaven? So, by making this program, we can step by step cultivate self-confidence, self-love, self-attention, self-caring, and self-home. Maybe not up to 100%, but up to certain degrees. And then, only then we are qualified to help others, love others. Otherwise, it is not pure love. It is a business. It is really a business. I love you that much, therefore you have to love me more than that. I have done these things for you, but you are not doing anything for me. So it is kind of a business. It is so selfish. But if we can solve our problem, inner problem up to a certain extent, only then we can open our heart for pure love, to help others, to listen to others. And by opening ourselves for others, we can cultivate self-love more and more. I don't know, I am answering to your question or saying something else.
Thank you, Mr. Upo. I think what I understand there is that if I am, well, let's say that if my mindful muscle is stronger.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that we should not have any relations. No, still we can have relations. It is not possible to live without any relations with friends, with neighbors, with the society, with family, with clients. Yeah, there are many different type of relationships. We have to make. But the question is, what we expect from these relationships, what we expect and why we are expecting these things. Are our expectations realistic, reasonable? Are they aware about what we expect from them? Did we inform them that I am expecting these things from you? Or just I keep those expectations in my mind as secrets, but still I expect that they should know what I expect from you and from them, and they have to fulfill my secret expectations. So, no, we have to speak. We have to speak and talk about what we expect. Can you be aware of what about my expectations and how far you can be positive for my expectations, and what are your limitations? Something like that. Then we can build up a healthy, as you said, healthy, strong and long life relationships instead of baseless relationships. Less dukkha, less suffering for ourselves and for others.
Thank you very much, Mr. Upo. Thank you.